Hey, how's it going? It's me, Hayden, filming another video for Phoenix Music. I thought in today's video I'd show you how to make some professional sounding tech house drums because I noticed that the tech house content on the channel seems to be doing much better than all the other uploads. So I thought I would post some more tech house content for you, seeing as that's what you seem to be liking. So yeah, let's begin. First we'll need a kick drum. We'll be using this kick drum, the same kick drum I use for my track Feeling, which is signed to Mixmash Records. So if you haven't heard that yet, I would suggest going and checking that out, but obviously after this video. So yeah, we've got the kick drum. So now I'll just mix this a bit. Tech house isn't too complex. In my opinion, it's probably one of the easier styles of EDM to make. Quite a lot of beginner level producers can make good sounding tech house. Obviously, there's harder ways to make it, like more advanced ways, but yeah, you can make a good tech house track with minimum skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to EQ the kick drum, and basically I'll explain how I'm EQing it as I go. What I'm going to do is, because this kick doesn't really have a lot of low end, I'm just going to boost it a little bit right where it hits. Right there, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the frequency in the kick drum that hits the hardest. So I'm going to click this little headphone thingy here. It might be different if you're using a different digital audio workstation, but on Ableton you just click this thing here, and that allows you to solo the frequency just like that. So now we're going to find the frequency that hits the hardest. I would say about there is probably the frequency. So then we're just going to lower that in volume a little bit. Not too much, that should do it. And then we're just going to boost the highs a little bit, but kind of like this. So yeah, just like that. It doesn't really need to be complex with EQing kick drums. They're pretty much fine how they are. Sometimes I don't even EQ them unless I'm like trying to make the track sound really tidy. Then I might add a little bit of EQ. But there have been tracks that I've released where I haven't EQ'd the kick drum just because it doesn't really need it. Next thing we're going to do is use saturation, which is something I've started using recently on the kick drum. I'm pretty sure in one of my older videos I said that I don't use saturation on the kick drum, but I've just kind of started using it. Not a lot, just a tiny little bit, about this much, just to kind of make the kick drum slightly distorted. The purpose for that is so that it punches harder in the mix, I guess. Yeah. So now, if we get the volume right on the kick drum, I usually have the kick drum around -6 dB. About there is good. Now we're going to find a clap, maybe. Yeah, I'd say the clap's probably the best thing to get next, then do the hi-hat after. This one sounds good. So we're just going to add the clap. Bring it down in volume. When mixing the volume of the clap, I usually just compare it to the volume of the kick drum and have it sit slightly lower than the kick drum. And the way I kind of tell if the volume is correct is not by looking at the volume things, it's mainly by listening to it. Because if you see that that's telling you that it's quieter, but they still sound not mixed correctly. The clap still sounds too loud. So with this, you kind of have to use your ears. I'd say about there is good. Then put a bit of EQ on it, nothing too complex, just that to make sure it doesn't interfere with the kick drum. Maybe boost it a little bit here. Sometimes I put saturation on the clap. In this case, I'm not going to, because it's already a very beefy, distorted sounding clap anyway, so it doesn't really need it. The saturation would just be too much. I'll quickly put these in a group. So now we need a hat. Maybe this one, or maybe... Yeah, I prefer this one. So we'll add this one in. Again, we'll need to mix the volume. About there, I'd say is good. Just do some EQ that looks a bit like this. So this is the main foundation of the drum beat, I guess you could say. Now it's all about making it more interesting. Something like this. Maybe try putting that on top of every kick drum. It kind of works, but it needs to be a lot lower in volume. Maybe if we have it play with the hats as well, something like this. No, that's too much. Maybe just keep it like that for now. When we fill in the gap with more percussive based stuff, that'll probably fit a lot better. It won't sound too thrown in there, if you get what I mean. Maybe something like this. We won't use the whole thing though, we'll just steal little bits of it like this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it to triplet grid, because tech house usually sounds better in the triplet grid, at least in my opinion, and probably a lot of other people's opinions too. So turn it down a bit, and then we can kind of put this here. Maybe put this here. I might change that around a bit. I might just have that there like that. What we could use now is a kind of little snare. Something like that. And just put that here. Nope, not there. Yeah. Maybe move it to here. Turn it down a bit. Could also pan this a little bit. Now we need some kind of little tiny sound or something. Maybe like something like this as a clap. And just kind of, we need to come down in volume though. What if we try it here? What if we put it right at the end here? So yeah, we've kind of got a bit of a groove going with the drums now, but now we're going to do something very important, which is adding the OTT to the group channel. Again, something I've only started doing recently. I think the first track I actually did this on was the one that got signed to Mixmash Records. So yeah, we'll turn that down a bit, 16%. Now let's have a listen. Yeah, so now we can just adjust it a bit. So I would say that's a professional sounding tech house beat, not too complex. Really, the complex stuff of tech house isn't necessarily the drums, it's more like little synths and things like that. If I just kind of show you what I mean, I'll quickly find a good bass sound. Add some sidechain. Just kind of shape it a bit like that. Then just kind of try and build a groove. I'll put this in triplet as well, just so it stays in with the drums. So maybe change some of these notes. So yeah, and if I quickly add the loud max, so now what you get is so yeah, just a kind of groovy little loop, but you can kind of build on that. But yeah, the foundation is literally just this drum beat. It might sound complex, but you've literally just seen me do that pretty easy. I didn't really add that much. So yeah. And that's how you make a groovy little tech house drum beat. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Feel free to drop a thumbs up on this video and feel free to leave a comment to suggest something you want to see me make a video on, I guess. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video.